Hello, Hope. Good morning. Hello. Hello. How was your name? I know you told me. I wrote it down. I know you told me a long time ago. Mahet, is it your name? I think you told me. Oh, yes. Okay. Am I pronouncing it correctly? Because, with my accent, I'm a bit clumsy. And also, guys, please let me know if there are some instances where you cannot hear me or my mic just turns off, because I had been experiencing some troubles with this mic, that I don't know, it's just it turns off by itself, or I don't know, it runs out of battery. I don't think so because I don't use it that much, but I had been recording some consultations, and when I heard the reading, I realized that there were some moments that the mic wasn't working. So it was recorded as if it was mute. So it was so annoying. Like, I swear I want to throw it in the trash. But since it costs money, I'm trying to, get along with it. But I swear I'm running out of patience. I have my other one, the one with wire, just in case. But I don't know. I don't know how people do it. How people do it with when they use it. Because in my case, I haven't had a good experience. Okay, guys. As you know, I had done a post about doing a Q&A for me, something that you want to ask me, and also maybe, I don't know. Also, you can ask the tarot, or you can ask for carpooling as well. But some of the things that you had, some questions, um, I have it written down here that people were very kind to share with me, and it has a lot to do with being a tarot reader. So I'm going to read them. Um, um, House of Twice, I read for Mina and Sana last week. So, I'm going to leave a bit of time between readings to read for her again, because I also had pulled cards for her because it was her birthday. So I feel that it's reading for her energy too often. And I wonder what, sometimes when it comes to groups, there's always this weird dynamic where there's this person, like, they want to ask for certain dynamics or friendships where the same member is mentioned a lot of times. So I wonder why is that. Like, in this case, I noticed Momo a lot, and I believe Mina, I had read for Mina and someone else before. So I wonder what is it about Momo that you want to ask her relationship, not you, but other people as well. Is her and others, is her and others. And I'm like, what's going on in there? Like, I don't know, like, I just find it like interesting. Um, like because people usually don't ask for others. It's just the same people over and over, and I wonder why. I wonder why. Maybe the fans know what's going on because it's sort of a pattern that repeats itself. So, okay. Okay. Yeah, but I wonder what's going on with Momo. That people always ask about her and others. Like I know that she like um I know people had told me that she's an introvert, and I believe, like, from the cards that I got, definitely it seems like her energy is very shielded. But I don't think there's much, like whenever I read for her, I don't think there's much like complexity. It's just the way she is. It's not that she has like like problems with people, or she likes someone better than others. Hello, Samara. How are you? How is your week doing? Your life doing? I'm good. I'm very good. I'm just with my I'm having my period, so I'm very I'm very sensitive. Like I'm very I'm just in pain. Like, you know what I mean, girls. I'm in pain. I'm just trying to, sort of disguise how uncomfortable I'm feeling, but I'm trying. Yeah, I know, but it's good. It's good, Samara. You keep doing your things. We will be here, and when we will not be here anymore, we will let you know. Don't worry. Wow. Yes. Sure. Mm-hmm. I went to see Everglow last week, Friday. Had a good time. Oh, I'm so happy for you. Oh, I'm so happy. Did you have fun? And preparing for to graduate? Yes. Yes. You go for it, please. Like, don't, like, keep organized. Oh, that's great. That's great. I know you like them, so yeah, it was a great opportunity. Remember that I believe a few months ago we were asking if there will be a comeback. Like, there had been so many, like, silence or something about the group, and the girls, that I'm glad they're back. Okay, I'm going to start answering some questions. I only have five, I believe, but I do have some questions. Um, I was just annoyed because Aisha was wearing a cast on her hand. Oh, she was. Oh, oh, she was wearing a cast. Oh my. Mm, mm. Yeah, sure. Yeah, definitely. But maybe, also her, maybe. maybe she also wanted to participate. Hello, Moonflower. Okay, I'm going to start with the first question that it has to do with it says, what advice would you give people who are interested in the tarot but are hesitant or afraid to try it? Mm, what advice would I give them? Mm, I don't know, just try it. Like just buy a deck and just start like using it like um on your own. That's what I did. I started like learning, using it, reading it, um just and I just like I had my tarot deck like higher in a drawer for so many years, like, and I would only read for myself when I was younger. So definitely there's you have to find the right time. If you feel hesitant or if you are afraid of sharing it with others or telling other people that you're reading a tarot or that it is starting that you own a tarot deck, for example, well, that's information. That's something that maybe you should like, you know, like also do some reflection about, oh, how do you feel about this, and also like if you have a sort of like interest and curiosity, is maybe because you feel drawn to read tarot, but maybe you just want to read it for yourself and use it as a tool to help you in moments of need or in moments where you need a message or in moments where, I don't know, you just wanted to pull cards for yourself, and you don't want to read it for others because you're not ready. Like for me, it took a long time, and actually, like, I started reading for my closest friends or for my cousins, for my mom. But like, if it was up to me, maybe I would have kept it for myself and um, not reveal it, because I believe that it was like a very private experience for me. It's just something that is personal. Each experience is personal. I believe that when you're ready, you're ready. It's just that, reading tarot is not just about learning the meanings of the cards, it's also learning to communicate the meaning and the message. So it's a lot of work. It's a lot of inner work, like you knowing how to deliver the message, like you knowing how to communicate with other, because that person that is asking you a question, it can be like if it, like a superficial question, but your answer can somehow maybe help them or guide them somehow. Of course, we are not telling people how to live their lives or what decision they should make. That's up to them. But definitely, there's a level of responsibility about how we say or how we transmit what we believe we are seeing in the cards. And that also, it takes a lot of practice and a lot of responsibility. So if you're not ready because you feel like the responsibility of reading for others is too much, then you have to also like work on yourself, because it's not about you like being a predictor. Like honestly, I don't believe in predicting the future with the cards. I sometimes myself I get like, surprised when people are like, oh, this that you said happened to me, or this that you said happened. And even for me, I had experienced this. But I don't read the cards. I read the moment. I read what's available when I'm reading, when I'm pulling the cards. I don't do futurology. So I believe that that's like you wanting to be like this special someone that sees the future, and I believe that no, that's not, for me, that's not possible, because I mean, I could tell you I see something, but it's up to you whether you want to take it or not. So the future is not in the cards. The future is in the person. The person always has the the power of creation of possibilities and the power of also declining possibilities. Say no. Like, oh, I don't want this to happen. So I'm going to, you tell me to do this, I will do the opposite. Or you tell me to see this thing or this event a certain way. No, I'm going to keep seeing it the other way. So also it's a lot. But yeah, the only thing that we can do from our perspective, and if you are a beginner, is to learn the cards, um, read for yourself, maybe read for your closest people, and then you will know if you're ready. But if you are hesitant, maybe that also you should um review that, like where does this hesitation coming from? Because there's people that maybe they feel a bit insecure about themselves being seen, not as a tarot reader, but when you have the possibility, or when you have I would say the ability to read cards, or there's a lot of there you could actually have I don't know, people that are very interested in the way you read cards, and they like you, and they want you to read for them. So maybe if you are a bit shy, and if you are someone that is reserved, maybe you're like, I don't like that kind of attention on me. I don't like it. I feel a bit awkward because I'm shy, because I don't like it, because I feel weird. Okay, then work with that. But also in the tarot reader community, there's always the opposite. And it's the people that they are sort of like attention seekers, that there's a lot of people that actually they don't know how to read cards, and they just say what the person wants to hear in order to gain popularity or gain attention. And actually that's very funny. Whenever I meet people that all of a sudden they are like, without me asking or anything, they're like, oh, I read cards, I read tarot. And I'm like, and I, for example, I never mention it, and I see them, and I'm like, I get it. That's a way for you to get some extra attention, because somehow when you deliver also, that's why I tell you guys, when you deliver the message, you have to know how to communicate, and possibly it has to do with a way of you selling yourself, or a way of you presenting yourself as a tarot reader, you having your own style. And there's people that just love the spotlight. It's like, okay, when I'm pulling cards, everyone is listening to me. And, I have the power, I have the information. My cards know the tea, know what's up. And sometimes there's no tea. Honestly, for example, in my case, reading for normal people, for example, in real life, I had people asking me if their partners were cheating on them. And some of the times I do get that the partner is not cheating on them. But this tarot reader said that, yeah, he was. And he was, cheating on me with this person at work. And I'm like, look, I don't see it. So this is whenever I mention this phrase, if I don't see it, I will not say it. Like, I believe in the power of words. So I will not name, or I will not say something that I'm not seeing. And also, when I'm done reading the cards, and for example, I post the tarot reading, and I notice that people in the comment section are sometimes they question. They're like, but and at the end, what is it? Is it like this, or is it like this? And do you know if this and this is going to happen? And what's going on with this? It's like, I already moved on. I pulled the cards. I recorded the audio. I recorded the audio. the moment is gone, like the moment is past. I passed the moment, and I recorded that I was reading at the moment. So if I didn't say anything additional, or if I didn't address something else, it's probably because I'm not seeing something else. So, you know, what you get in the cards is what you get. You shouldn't push it. Yeah. But it's interesting. I like it because I understand, this is why when she in the question she says, what advice would you give people who are interested in the tarot but are hesitant or afraid to try it? And I sort of get that this has to do with the fear of what if I say something wrong? Or what if I'm not able to interpret it? Or if I'm not able to see in the cards what they're asking me about? So there's this fear of you fearing that maybe you will deliver the wrong message or that you will not be able to see or to give that answer that they're looking for. And I think that um, for me, it's not like I receive questions, like specific questions, but I say what I want to say and what I'm feeling in the moment. It can sound like I'm maybe ranting a lot, or I'm like, sort of like saying a lot and I'm not answering the question, but nothing of what I say in an interpretation, it goes to waste. Everything that I say has a meaning. Maybe when you hear it the first time, because you're looking for a specific answer, you are not paying attention to all my ranting. But in my ranting, there's a lot of information. So this is why I advise people to listen to my readings a lot of times, because it can sound like I'm talking informally to you, or that, oh yeah, I'm being nice, and I'm creating a sort of like narration for you. But no, when I'm reading the cards, I'm not like, just talking because I'm talking, like I'm talking to you guys. No, I'm in the atmosphere of reading the spread and giving it an interpretation. So sometimes I can say things that if you ask me why did I say them, I don't remember. I don't remember. That's why when people are like, oh, because you said this and this in this reading, remember? And I'm like, I have to go and rewatch it because I don't remember. So I believe that there could be a certain, like a moment of channeling, or a moment of where I'm so concentrated in reading the meanings, or in reading the symbolism, or in expressing what I'm feeling in the moment, because I also feel, even if I'm not into, I'm trying to be very practical when I read cards. I don't consider myself like, like I have special powers nor anything. But I guess I could say that sometimes I do get these sensations. I do get this out of the blue, even though the cards say something, I also get like extra information that I just feel it in me and I have to say it. So this is why personal readings, I do not do it on the live streams, because I may get something that is private for you and that you're like, I wasn't ready for you to tell me that on a live stream. But yeah. And this about, getting like extra information, or just feeling like sometimes I say things that I don't know how I know, but I know. I think that this goes very well with the, with the next question that it says, do you think that a tarot reader is only for the ones who are called to be a tarot reader? This is the second question. And no, I don't think a tarot reader is for the ones that are called to be a tarot reader, because um, I don't know. In my case, I never receive a calling, like sort of like, oh, I have to be a tarot reader. Actually, in my family, like there wasn't like we were all very Catholic, very religious. And yes, even though in Argentina there's a mix of a lot of religions, and we go through different, like, we have also here shamans, and we have what in Spanish we call like curanderas, that are these healers, these energetic healer people, or people that just like heal you with herbs and the power of the earth and Mother Earth. Um, when it comes to tarot reading, it was just a curiosity of mine. Like I remember seeing the tarot deck for the first time, and I was like, I want to own a tarot deck. And I was very young. I believe like I was like 11. Um, and 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 I don't know why. And maybe it's because maybe probably when I was younger I watched it on TV. I don't remember. But how did I? I mean, I knew because I asked the person that person told me it was a tarot deck, but I didn't know anything about major arcanas, like, but also I knew that it wasn't like a poker's cards or a playing cards. I knew it was different. So, and I remember my mom used to tell me like, no, you shouldn't play with those because those are dangerous. Like, I don't know why you're interested in those things. And she was a Scorpio, so so she was a very a scary cat, a Scorpio. She didn't like anything that had to do with guessing your future. She was like, why would you want to know about your future? And she was like one of these people that she was like, I don't want to get my cards read. Like, I don't want to get someone reading my fortune. I don't want to know. Um, but in my case, I think that right now we are in a period of time where a lot of this mysticism and this sort of like, um, I would say, these misconceptions about tarot, and also exaggerations about what it's like to get a tarot reading. Um, I think that um, we were able to give it another a different purpose to the tarot deck, not just like, oh, I'm reading your future, and you're going to win the lottery, and then you're going to have 3 children, and like, no, it doesn't work like that. So I think that nowadays, since we have a lot of information, it can be fun. It can be fun to be a tarot reader, and even if you get bored of it, because I know people that, for example, they had been tarot readers for a lot of years, and then they gave up. They were like, no, I don't connect with the deck anymore, or I don't feel like reading anymore. Like, I got bored. Like, I don't connect with it. I believe in something else. I don't know. But we people, we change. It's just that for me, definitely owning a tarot deck, there's a responsibility. It's not to play. The tarot deck is not a toy. It's not a toy, because there's also this, that now everyone owns a tarot deck. And I even seen, I even noticed that there's a lot of fans that they buy the tarot decks so they can pull cards for their favorite. And that's not ethical. That's like, I mean, you can try pulling cards for them, but it's a whole exercise. It's not that simple. It's not like, oh, because I pull cards for them and I saw this. But what in that spread is about you wanting something to be confirmed, and you need to know, and what about it can be truth. So sometimes I wonder that. Also, this reminds me of, I had also friends when I was a teenager that they also like learned to read the tarot with playing cards, Spanish the deck, so they could read their future with someone that they had a crush on, for example, so a guy that they like or a girl that they like. So they were like, okay, I'm going to get a book that says all the meaning of the cards. So I'm going to be like, okay, I'm going to be pulling cards to see if this person loves me. Because, when you are a teenager with the hormones and the whole exaggeration of the experience of being a teenager, is like you want to know if it's meant to be, if the person loves you back, if they are desperately in love with them, like you are with them. And they would pull those sort of cards. But from this, you could be like, did you really read the way? Because it was very funny, because when they used to get cards that would sound negative, they would be like, oh no, this spread is not correct, like I'm going to reshuffle, I'm going to read all over. So see, sometimes it's not, is like, the problem is not you wanting to be a tarot reader. The problem, it would be like, why do you want to be a tarot reader? Like, what is it in you that you're like, okay, I want to be a tarot reader? Okay, but why? What for? What for? If it's to help others, that's the best thing you can do. And even when you are a tarot reader and you do these amazing spreads and you give this amazing experience, sometimes people just don't want to be helped. Sometimes people just want to hear what they want to hear. So also, if you have like the hero complex and you want to save someone's life with, revealing what the tarot has said, people sometimes take the message and sometimes they ignore it. And they go to another tarot reader to confirm their fantasies. So you also have to learn to deal with letting go of the need to be right about certain things, or the need to read, be a good reader. And it's like you deliver the message and let it go. To the person that is meant to be, they're going to pick it. But yeah, to answer this question, like, if I think that a tarot reader that is only for the ones that are called to be a tarot reader, no. No. I believe that it's for whoever is interested. Is open and wide and expansive like this. Is for the person that just wants to. But also, I would advise the person that probably wants to be a tarot reader, that you do have to do a lot of training, a lot of work. It's not just like, okay, I bought a tarot deck, like I somehow memorized the cards, or I got the little white book, so I'm reading it all, I'm memorizing it all, and that's it. No, even me, that I have been reading this for 25 years, I am still going to some courses, to some classes, to sort of refresh what I think I know about the cards. And with this, I'm not saying like you should like sign to every class. No, because experience is also important. The way maybe you view the cards and your relationship with the tarot deck and with the way you see things, it can be totally different. Like, for example, I noticed when I was very young that there was this woman that she was from the province in my because here in Argentina, I'm from Buenos Aires, we are from the capital, but I have like relatives, I have family on different provinces, that in the provinces there is this like more rural kind of aura area. So people in there are a bit more like their lifestyle is a bit more poor, I would say, and simple. And there's these like shaman people, and there's tarot readers as well. And I remember I once went with my grandmother, and there was this very old lady. And I remember she gave my grandmother, because my grandmother had like stomach issues, and she gave her like a list of herbs that she had to buy to make some tea and to drink it. But then she also had like a deck. She had a deck, and I remember that that deck was really small. Was like this, really small. It was very like damaged, like used, like old, and also it was very like destroyed, I would say. Um, I don't remember what kind of deck it was. I know it wasn't a Rider Waite, um, and it wasn't a Marsella, but it was a deck that had like like I would say like it had like images, but it was like her deck, and it was so old and destroyed. And I remember her like pulling them, pulling the cards, and she used to live in this very old cabin, I would say. And she would say a few things to my grandma. Of course, all this atmosphere, it was very, I would say, like maybe full of superstition, because since this person was like a healer, like everything she said, people would take it like, oh, she saw my future, something like this. There was this atmosphere of that the lady knew things. um but I remember that she had this very humble deck that it was all like already used. It was dirty, like it was like, but she told my grandma a few things. I don't remember what, but she did a reading for her. So that's why when I think that you don't need to have, like, do you see this old lady that probably she didn't know even how to read, but she had her deck. Do you see her like buying tons of other decks, or buying courses, or buying classes, signing up to classes to go and learn tarot? No, she probably had to learn the meanings by herself. And maybe, I don't know, this was like a heritage. She heritated it from another family member of hers. So sometimes when you just connect with the deck, and you just like you connect with the meaning, and you just take that knowledge, and you're like, okay, experience is going to teach me what I need to know about this deck, or what I need to do with this, and how to work with this to help others. And you forget about the classes, and you forget about the books, and you forget about what others says. But I think that also that spontaneity, and probably that like authenticity, I think that it's gone somehow, because sometimes somehow reading the tarot was an art, but now it seems like everyone is doing it, and you have the option to be like, oh, I don't like the way she reads cards. I don't like the way she reads about my favorite. I don't like the way she reads about my bias. I'm going to go to the other channel to see what they have to say about him or her. So see, we have options. When back in the days, like 15 years ago, you probably had one lady that read the tarot. so so it was mysterious. It was mysterious. And also, there could be like this also, like maybe she said something that you didn't like, and you were stuck with that information because you didn't have the option to go to somewhere else. But that's why I believe, I also sometimes I think about this. I think about the way I read cards, and I think about myself as if I was this lady in this cabin in the woods, because I feel like my channel could be this cabin in the woods for some people. That maybe in the intimacy of my channel being small, or my channel not being liked by everyone, I can sort of share a piece of what I know with you, and it stays between you and me, and it's special, and it's a gift. and maybe it resonates more with you than if I was, very popular and just like talking generally for everyone, you know. Also, the next question is, what are some common misconceptions about tarot that you wish people would stop believing? Yeah, that we do futurology. That we do futurology. That we read what's going to happen and how it's going to happen and when. Tarot doesn't read time, guys. Tarot doesn't read time. Like, actually, because I know, I also learned it, I read it from the books, that there's a style and there's a way of you knowing what months or what part of the year is going to happen and what season is going to be in, because it's, you can use like the different suits and be like, oh, if it's, I don't know, this suit, it means that it's summer, and if it's in this suit, it means that it's winter. So like, you could use like this, but you know what happens when you say this is that when you give people an approximately time or period of time, people go crazy for that piece of information. It's like they don't listen to anything else except when they are obsessed with the when is it going to happen and how is it going to happen. And even if I say something and it's correct, they get fixated with, oh, because you told me it's going to be in November. So if it happened, if something happened in December, I'm not seeing it because you said November. So my whole attention goes to November. See? This is why I believe that we don't read the future. And also that people shouldn't be afraid of the tarot. People sometimes, because I understand that there's people that they they say that they connect with angels and spirits and a lot of things in order to pull cards. And people sometimes are afraid of that. They're like, what are you summoning? Like, who are you talking to? Like, what are you, like, and for me, honestly, guys, and look, I am, I had some paranormal activities in my life. So I I I I guess I could say I'm very sensitive to energy. But what I learned with age and time is that it's all in here. It's all in here. It's sometimes an illusion. So I think that the best thing I can do as a tarot reader and also as a communicator is to keep people grounded, to keep people in the here and now. That is just me, a regular person like you. I just own a tarot deck and I am reading archetypes. So I hope you comprehend and you're able to comprehend that I'm no magical being. I'm just a person. So I think that that's the misconception, that you don't need a special powers. You don't need and I understand that there's a lot of taboo around tarot reading. I know it, but I think that it slowly is like, walking away. Slowly, people are sort of taking the mysticism out of all things. Of course, like I am a believer in God. I believe in energies, but I also believe that we people sometimes are sensitive and sometimes we are vulnerable. Sometimes we feel lonely. Sometimes we feel misunderstood. Sometimes we just want a guidance, we just want a message. But you also have to be, you have to be careful about where are you getting that message from. Because there's a lot of scammers. There's a lot of there's a whole business. There's a whole there's a lot of cults. There's a lot of cults. There's a lot of people being manipulated and giving away their power of election, because they believe in someone. Oh, because she's a special. She predicted my future. She's a special. No, they are just people. And they are people with flaws. So always keep your eyes open. Like if you go and get a tarot reading, like observe the experience, take what resonates with you, and leave the rest out. But don't put, extra, adjectives or extra meanings to a random person. Or if they are part of a business, a person and a business. Because then you can get inside this very dark, place where your power of decision is being is being taken away by someone, and you depend on this person to make decisions or to live or to advance in life. Like, listen to yourself. Sometimes I say to people, you know what to do. The cards, this is what the cards reflect. The cards reflect what you already know. It's just that you're not seeing it. You're not seeing it because their reading is for you. It's not for your family, your neighbors. Yeah, you can mention other people, of course, because we are in connection with others. So definitely what others do affect us. But sometimes the cards say what's already on your mind. You already have it in you. It's just that you're not seeing it. But you also have the power and the potential to be like, yeah, this reading was great, but I didn't connect with it. And what you said, yeah, yeah, it was nice, but because it had happened to me, guys, and it wasn't because the reader was like, awful or not professional. It's just that, what they said, it wasn't like I didn't connect with it. It was like I was like, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, do you have any questions? No, I don't have any questions. Like, I get it. I get it. And sometimes I get it because I already knew it inside of me. So see, this is what happens when you are a tarot reader and when you get tarot reading for yourself. After I'm done, I'm like, I already knew this. Like, why did I pay someone else to say this to me? But it's because I knew it. In my unconscious, I knew it. Or maybe I pulled cards and the cards were similar. But because I'm so immersed in my own issues, problems, doubts, I wasn't seeing it clearly. Someone else had to come and interpret it for me. And that's okay. That's okay, because we tarot readers, we also get readings. So don't worry. Like, it's not just like, oh yeah, because I am a tarot reader, I don't I know about life and the future and decision making. Like, I'm I'm a boss. No, guys, we have uncertainty just like all people. Yeah, about this misconception, yeah. Yeah, I guess that's the only thing that I'm thinking about now, that I wish people would stop believing. And also that future is something that you cannot change. Like, if I say something like that's the final result and it's not going to change. No, things can change. Okay. Next question, it says, does your love for K-pop kind of affects your readings when you pull cards for them? Like the card is saying something else and you are reading it wrong because you are way too connected to the group slash idol? No, 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 I don't think that the way I read card, it affects whether I like that idol or I'm a fan of the group. No, because if this was the situation, I wouldn't be able to be reading. Like actually, like yeah, I will be able to pull the cards, but I believe that I wouldn't be able to continue reading for idols or groups. If I wouldn't be able to separate what I like about them or what I don't like about them, it can be also. If I'm not able to be like professional and to separate, my for example, me being a fan or a stan of certain group or idol, I have to leave that out in order to read for that group or idol. I do this exercise. I do this exercise of separating what I know, what I heard, what I assume. I sort of leave it out when I'm starting to read for these people. I leave it out. I leave it out because it's not about me. Like, when I'm pulling the cards, I only have to think about them or the question, for example. Not about, oh, because I know that she and he and her and no, no. What I do get sometimes, like I do get a bit like, oh, like I do get a bit sad when groups that I like, they get very like not so positive cards. And they get cards of that they are struggling, but not so much for them, more for the fans, because I know that the fans probably want to hear like a very positive reading or they want to hear like a positive outcome. And sometimes the cards, like it can be like even like after a lot of months and probably I pull cards for them again and it's the same panorama, it's the same forecast, like it doesn't change. They are in this stage where the cards are letting me know that probably, yeah, the guys, I don't know, or the girls are working, but that level of happiness is not like that. It's not happening at the moment. They are not enjoying it that much, or there's a lot of deceiveness. And I get a bit like disappointed when I see that. I'm like, oh, but I say it, like I say it and I express it because it's not about me. It's not what I want to share and say. Once the cards are on the table, I have to say it. I have to say it. It's not about me. It's not about me. And maybe it does help me because I do have a background of working for others, of working with people and dealing with people and with people's different natures. Like I had always worked with people and for people and assisting people. So I know when it's time to get Vanessa out of the frame and let's concentrate on this person, this energy, this issue, this company. Like, let's focus on the now. What is going on now? So I know when to remove myself from the situation and when to remove my, I would say egotism because it's not egotism, but it's about like, oh, I think like, like it's not about the I, it's about what the cards say, or it's about the group. So yeah, but I don't think it interferes, and if it interferes, then it means that I'm not doing a good job. Because, for example, I am a counselor. Like if you're telling me something horrible happened to you or something really sad, and you are opening your heart up to me, and all of a sudden I'm thinking about like, oh my God, because once I went through the same, and this happened to me, and I felt like this. So yeah, it's very similar to what happened. Like, that would make me a horrible person and a therapist, a horrible therapist, because we are talking about you. You are the client, not me. It's not Vanessa's therapy. So see, when you are a therapist, when you are a tarot reader, when you are someone that you're offering a service to someone, it's not about you. And this is something that is very necessary for you to learn about, when you offer your services or when you work for people. It's not about you. Then after I'm done reading, we can discuss like, okay, what did I think about it? What did you think about the reading? But what I got is what I got. And I cannot modify it. I cannot modify it. Neither to entertain people, nor to make them to avoid them from worrying, for example. But the cards are very nice. Like they don't let me know um something like that is like, oh, I cannot read this. But yeah, the day that I would probably feel too affected and I would be like, I cannot read about this because no. And with this, I guess we could, because if I'm thinking about what has affected me as a tarot reader in this channel for these years that I have been doing this, I can only think about Astro's Moonbeam. And my decision to stop reading for a while for people that were his friends or are his family or closest people. Because I I had postponed a lot reading for them and people that were involved, because I felt, and this was a personal choice, like I felt that it was very disrespectful to read for someone that is mourning. I don't care if it's like a public figure. Like I just felt it in me. Like I was like, I would feel disgusted if I would have to be pulling cards for his sister at this moment. And I know that people don't understand this because people are noisy and they just want the idols to get back to work as soon as possible. Because, oh no, what do I watch now? If I cannot see your pretty face, like I'm going to be depressed. Like, do you see? People don't understand mourning processes in K-pop because, and then they are like, oh, they should have let this idol rest more. No, actually they can't, because they have to entertain you. So in that case, what if I have to think about my personal decision, that I was like, I wouldn't be able to pull cards for these people in the sensitive moment. It was, I believe it was related to Moonbeam's passing. And also one thing that has made me like sort of feel very bad is seeing readings being done to him or his spirit or his soul. I don't know. I know people do this. I know people can read for people that has passed away. For me, it's something that I don't. I felt just so bad. I felt so bad. Like I blocked all the channels that this did, and I don't know why it came into my recommendations, but I saw it and I was like, oh no, no, you cannot create content based on someone that had just passed away. Like, but there's a lot of content and there's a lot of people watching. So you know, but yeah, that was something that I was like, no, 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 no. And then the last question that I have you ever got a very bad negative message or traits of personality? Or I don't even understand my own handwriting. Or just bad vibe from some people or K-pop groups that you simply desire not to share? No, the only one that I did get that I was like, I'm never going to read for this guy is for the former EXO member, this guy, Chris. Oh no, I will not read for him. Oh, no, no. And the other one of the other group, no, that also I will not read for those because it's like the energy. I don't think that it was about the cards because the cards weren't that negative, but the feeling that I got in my skin, it was like, no, 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 no. No, because it's also people that I believe that these are people. This is why I think that it's so important for me to review these people that are involved in scandals, to sort of try not to read for them, because sometimes what I get in the cards are so nasty. Like what I get in me when I'm reading for them, it feels like I'm doing something dirty. I feel dirty. I feel like I want to vomit. I don't know how to explain it. And probably the cards are just saying things, but I feel sick. So I feel like for my sake, I would stop reading for people that I just get the vibe that that they are not good people. No, about bad negative message or traits of personality. No, actually, like bad traits of personality, I don't get. I sometimes get people that have just they don't have personalities at all, and that also like is a bit like it feels like that reading, I drag the reading so much because there's not much personality in them. So sometimes it sounds redundant. When it sounds redundant, it's because the energy of that person is redundant. Like some people, like all celebrities, some of them are not that deep. So, in the spreads, you can see it. But yeah, probably it had happened to me at the beginning of my channel when I didn't know much about certain ships, or I didn't know about ships. So, for example, I get these two idols, and they're like, "I want you to pull cards for them." And I was like, since I was excited to take recommendations, I was like, I didn't do any research nor anything, and I didn't have a community that they would be like, Vanessa, these people are not dating. Actually, they're. And I remember two times I pulled cards on the table for I believe it was a ship, and I didn't get anything in the spread. So I believe that was the first time that I got this vibe of like, okay, I have to do some research and I have to be selective about who I'm going to read for, because the cards are like, well, like there's nothing here. There's nothing. And I wasn't able to do the reading. And this had happened a lot of times, but those are usually some duos or some friendships or some, quote unquote relationships that I will not read for. And you probably will not see in my channel, is because when I try to make them, um, I couldn't do it. Like I couldn't finish it. Like I remember once I tried to record it, and I would have to stop because I felt like this doesn't make any sense. So I decided not to post it. But yeah, when it comes to shippings and those, I was like, I got this feeling of like, you're wasting your time. This has no value. This is not real. Like what you're reading is not real. Like, it's like yeah, they probably know who they are, and they saw each other in the hallways, but there's no connection. For me, since I'm a very, not just about intuition, but I'm a very emotional person. So if you ask me about a love connection, or a friendship, even friendship, because in friendships there's feelings, like, and I get this very dry connection, like, oh, like it's all stage, like, and also that when you read for K-pop, like, there's people that just are so obsessed with their shippings that they do not get it, that you do not see anything. So that's why, I'm like, when I don't read for these two, is because I don't see them the way you see them. So instead of arguing with people and being like, the cars are telling me that this is BS, like there's nothing here. But yeah, that's why I believe that shippings shouldn't get tarot readings. I believe that shipping shouldn't get tarot readings because that those are made. So, but yeah, this was the last question. Now I can read you guys. Hey, Saintful. By the way, a question for tarot already said today. You can send me another one if you want. Yes, normal to trust yourself when you haven't done anything before. Confidence come with experience. Pulling cards until they give you the answer that you want and not accepting the first answer. I remember now that I pulled Free of Swords for me and my crush. Do you have a favorite tarot reading that you've done? A favorite tarot reading? I don't know. For me, all the tarot readings that are favorite for me are the ones that come out with a positive outcome. Like I could see, like, love and abundance and in happiness. Like those for me are my favorite. When I can see that at the end of all the struggles, and honestly, like reading for K-pop idols and K-pop celebrities is happiness. It's not something that is seen that much. Like actually, I see a lot of achievements or goals being met, or desires for them, of them wanting to get a different gig. But happiness, I don't see it that much. I don't see. That's why when I see like some people that are just happy, um, I want to say it. Like I'm very happy. I get a very happy feeling for me. Like I'm like, oh, this is great. But yeah, since for them is work, honestly, sometimes I do get very routinary cards, like, and some of them are not that emotional. Hello, Luhan Lu. It's a good exercise to do that separation with your own biases or favorite groups and be as objective as possible, detaching yourself from something that you like but isn't you. Mm, yeah. Have you ever done any type of paranormal readings? No, no, no. I'm too afraid to do paranormal readings. Like, remember I tried to do that submarine one. I did it actually. It's on my channel, but it was so heavy. Like, because while I was reading, I like, the people were already gone. Like they weren't found yet, but they were gone. So I don't know. I don't want to touch on that. That's something that probably, I'm still my mother's daughter, because even though I use tarot and I believe in energies and everything, but I'm like, there are certain things that I wouldn't do. I don't know if it's because I'm afraid or I'm respectful. It could be both. But I just think that there are some things that we shouldn't go for. For example, when it comes to the people that has passed away, or places that have, a lot of heavy energy, because someone died recently, or there's someone mourning in that house as well. The level of, like, in the people say, oh, it's ghost, or when, oh, that house is haunted. Sometimes, we, the people that are still alive, are the ones that are haunted by memories, haunted by regrets, haunted by heartache. Sometimes people, when it comes to, houses, or, just, having people pass away, they focus so much on the person that is gone, and they don't see that the ones remaining are the ones that are haunted by their own nature and grief. It's not that um, esoteric, I would say. It's just people suffering, because suddenly someone is gone. Their things are still in the house, but they're gone. Their faces is in every picture, in every frame, but they're gone. So, like what it does to our brain to adjust to someone's absence. Like, it's not that they went away on a trip, they are gone. And it takes a lot for us to process that someone that we loved is gone. So sometimes because I had friends that went through some, like, a lot of tragedy, and I would go over to see them. And the energy that I would get when I was entering the place, I swear it was unbearable for my energetic field. But I don't think that it was a ghost. I think is the person suffering. So that's the favorite. Gotta check on the man. Ah, yes. Have you thought about doing a pick a card readings or dump them before? Yeah, I believe I had tried to do some. I tried to do some shorts, some YouTube shorts of pick a card reading, but I don't know, they're not that popular. So I was like, do I keep doing them, or do I change the format? Like, I should try to see maybe if it resonates with you guys, with you, that you are like the ones that watch my video. Maybe I should try to do some of those once a month, for example, to check, and if you could tell me, like, okay, yeah, like I resonated with this, like, and we could also do this. Since we are a small community, I can do it. It reminds me of that haunting of Hill House analysis you shared on Discord. There was a little poem at the end. The poem was about giving love to the living whenever you feel sad, or those who are gone, something like that. Yeah, yeah, that's what I was thinking. that's how, like, it's like I don't know. I don't know that, instead of being like, oh, I think that there's a ghost in here. Yeah, Utah is my favorite. Yeah, he's my favorite, but I try, to control myself and not to, not to post about him or not to pull cards for him, like, all the time, because I think that that's very, like, that's not okay. Um, but yeah, he's my bias. And also, he's a very complex character. So, whenever I read for him, it feels like I'm reading in riddles, because he's so complex. Like, the answers are never like right, or are never like direct. They are also very deceiving, I would say. But that's okay. That's okay. Like, I wouldn't expect less of him. Like, that's okay to be, you know, um, to not be so sure, or not so sure about certain things. Him still trying to figure out life, and I believe that that's very valid. That's something that I would accept my bias to troll me with his energy while I read cards for him, because I believe he can do it. So yeah. Are you still here, Samara? You want me to pull a card? You said, or did you go to work? Hello, Saintful. You're back. Saintful, you said that you wanted to ask a question about tarot. You asked me what should I do to achieve my goals. Is that correct? What should I do to achieve my goals? Hmm. Seven of Pentacles. You are not going to like this answer. You have to be patient. You have to be patient. You have to be patient. It's still, you still will not see the results that you want, but you are on the way. You are on the way. You are creating something. You are building something. Like you have the pentacles. You have the effort. The effort is underground. Like, the effort is like somehow in the earth. Like, you cannot see them. Maybe you can see one. You can see one small plant getting out of the earth, like sort of blooming, and you're like, oh, I can sort of see that maybe, my goals are being achieved. And you're right about it. You're right. But, all this sensation of achievement that you want is a process. It's a process that maybe one day you will see a result, then, it's going to pass a few months and you're going to see a new result, like you're going to start blossoming, I would say. You're going to start to see a bit of more growth in you. But you still have to cultivate patience. You still have a long road to go, and it's all about being patient. Don't stop believing that the potential, the growth is inside of you. The growth is in there. The hard work is in there. It's like sort of like nutrition. It's like in there. It's working. It's sort of like it's in there. You cannot see it, but it's in there. It's a slow process, but you are making it. So, wait, be patient, be grateful. Be grateful that, oh no, it's like, okay, like the result is now, it's here, I want to see it. No, wait. You are going to get it. You are definitely advancing because, the Seven of Pentacles is very, like you have the pentacles, you have done the work. So be proud of yourself and your consistency because, the pentacles means that the work has been done. It may have been interrupted. There had been a lot of challenges in the way, but they are done. They are there. You are building your reality. It's in there. You are becoming a bit much more realistic, I would say. Like it's paying off, but not yet. Continue working. Continue working. Don't desperate. Don't despair. Yeah, don't focus on the result. Just focus on getting there. But don't obsess with results. Just focus on staying stable. Keep the routine. That card was for Saintful. That card was for Samara. You wanted the card because what I read is that you wanted to ask a question about not to the tarot but about tarot reading. Welcome. Are you there, Saintful? Ah, okay. No, I thought that since I was talking about tarot and you said, is it late to submit a question? Something like this. I don't have requests for today, guys. I don't know if you have any questions because not personal, but because I don't have requests for today. I don't know. I didn't get anything interesting. Maybe because I didn't post that many videos, so I didn't get many like recommendations for today to pull cards. That Rowan idea reading took me out to set that. Took, and no one gave me like a review about like, is he religious? Does anyone know if he is religious? Because I got this religious card and I wanted to know, like, is he from a religious background? Like, does anyone know? Like, that man wants something very dreamlike. Yeah, I guess like he just wants someone like like innocent and probably, like with very like with a lot of like strict values. But I mean, he is a star, so I guess he could meet someone like this. I mean, someone that from the exterior kind of looks like what he wants. Then on the inside, I don't know. But I mean, the guy is beautiful. He is beautiful. But I guess it does make sense, when I get this inner child kind of active, it's a kind of card, I it does resonate a lot with this feeling of them liking these women that look very young or that they look like they are innocent. They have a thing for that. Ah, he's Catholic and Baptist Christian. Ah, okay. Oh, Marcelo. Marcelo, look. That name. Wow. My grandpa's name was Marcelino instead of Marcelo. Oh, look. Yeah, he used to tell me the story that, back in the days, the mothers, when they just had a baby, they would look at the calendar, and the calendar had the names of the saints or something like that, and they would pick the names on in there. So, so they would get very random names. Mm. Oh, because I swear, guys, when I was reading and I got the priest and then mystique, and I was like, what's going on with this religious vibe? Like it's just like, like in there. And this is something that I think that when it comes to tarot reading, I can like I can share with you guys that for me, there are times when I read for people or for idols, and for example, I can pull a card and for example, it's an archetype, and it's like the archetype of prince, and for me it's not so much about the meaning of the card or the message. It's more about how it makes me feel when I'm reading it. I think that that's something that I could say that in my case it does work like that. It does work like that. That is not so much like, oh, that's why when I get people that are like, oh, that car doesn't mean that, or that car is not red like this, it's like, it's my experience. So I don't know how you rate the cars, but for me, it's like this. Um, I get a feeling I can get the same car for someone else and actually not getting a feeling of anything extra, you know. But when I get a certain feeling about a car, like I mention it a lot of times, like, and it's weird. It's weird, but that's how I feel. I feel like it's important, you know. I feel like it's much more than what I'm saying. Like, calendar in my country still have names. Oh, since we celebrate names day. Oh, where are you from, Saintful? My dad and his brother and his other brothers, they got very weird names because they would, yeah, just read it out of those calendars. Ah, Poland. My dad's first name is Rufino, and his second name is Adolfo, like Adolf. But then I have my uncle. I believe he's Norbert is another name, and August. That's why I say his idea is dreamlike is because even we both Catholics aren't as devout as they used to be. Yeah, I know. That's why I was going to sort of like, yeah, ask about like also what kind of Catholic are they over there. Like I wonder what kind of Catholicism, how do Koreans view Catholicism? Because here it's a mess. Like, and you know, even you know, the Pope is Argentinian. So so he done well, but yeah, we are not that devoted as Catholics in here. We just have the title and that's it. Hmm. Yeah, there are some names that I never met person having them. I'm very honest. His parents may have fed that kind of ideal women to him. Yeah, probably, probably. Hmm. Yeah, yeah. Yes, because it doesn't sound like, you know, that he, one of the cards that he got of the oracle was achievement or goals, something like this. So for him, it's much more like, okay, I'm going to find this person and I'm going to achieve this goal. So it's not like, wow, I'm deeply attracted to this. Like, it's much more about, you know, what kind of partner should I have to be considered like, you know, successful. Mm, like the ideal daughter-in-law. Mm. Do you have any questions, guys, for the tarot? Because like, I don't know if it's the answer those ancestors, but that Paradise Day was concerning us. Yeah, I know, Samara. I know. That's why, like in Spanish, in my head, I have it all. Like I understand, but also that servant, like it, oh, it rubs me the wrong way. Like I don't like it. I don't like that word. And I also in that deck, I have the archetype of the bully. I have the archetype of the bully as well. That I remember I once, I don't know for who it was, but I once got it, like it jump out that card. and I felt very uncomfortable. So, it's sort of, it goes back to this question that someone asked me, if I ever felt like, there was something negative that I wish, like this person was like, have you ever got a bad negative message or trace of personality to survive from some people of K-pop groups that you simply desire not to share? I think that it's not about the idol or the person in question. I think that it's about the cards. Because I do consider tarot decks to be archetypes. So, but specifically, I have this Caroline Miss or Mice. I don't know how it's pronounced, her last name. It has archetypes. But yeah, the one of the slave, then there's one of the servant as well, and then the bully. Those three trigger something in me, like definitely. They trigger something in me. Like I feel like like if it was for someone that is trying to connect with the archetypes, to work with the archetypes, with that tarot deck, with that archetype deck, and we can work on this because it also has shadow attributes, I would use it and I wouldn't question it. But since we're talking about about idols, I'm like, this is not the best archetypes. There's something about these archetypes that I'm like, you know, maybe this is not suited for these people, because I think that it was there's something about the word as well, the word, because you can put in these archetypes, you can put no one wants to be a slave, like I don't know, like it's just, yeah, people are meant to be free, and you can then add, the attribute of someone that is submissive. Oh, submissive person, and let's add this adjective. But you know, and also with the bully archetype, like I'm like, okay, if I read this with this bully archetype in here, everyone is going to take it and be like, oh, this person was a bully when they were younger, like sort of like, I think that it was like in a therapeutic session, the person would understand what I'm trying to interpret. But when you read it for these public personas, or these people have so many fans, the fans can take it literally. So I don't think that is that. Like, you try to sugarcoat it, but it gives who I wanted it, and I don't want her to question shit. Gerda, you have like a tons of questions in there. Like, you have to choose one question in there because there's like a lot of questions. About Felix? Okay. But haven't been like, I believe BTS renewed their contract. They said they did. Like, and also, I don't. There's something about me not wanting to read for them because some of them are in the military, so I cannot read for the group as a whole because they are not completed. I can read for the ones that are still. These are sensitive times for BTS, so I think that we shouldn't like. Okay, Felix. I don't know why I get all these cards in reverse. Yeah, there's a heartache about Felix. Felix is sad about something. Like, I don't know what is it. Hmm. Did he lose someone? Like a family member or something like this? We start with the magician, three of swords, ace of pentacles, seven of cups, page of pentacles. And from the oracle, he got the card of Saturn in Pisces loss. So yeah, it's also his mind is in the clouds. Like he's sort of like in his. I know he's a Virgo, but he's in his Pisces era. He's sort of polarized into Pisces energy. Um, there's something about him like getting the job done, because in the middle we have the eight of pentacles, so definitely he's very organized. He has everything ready. It's like he's putting the effort, he's working, he's rehearsing, he's doing everything. Like the perfect guy that he is perfection. But I think that there's something about him, like, I don't know, here with the magician and the three of swords, I think that there are moments where he feels like he lacks authenticity. That maybe he I don't know if he has like a project, or he wants to say something or promote something with his image and with his creativity, and there's like a disappointment. There's like, okay, I wish I could do more with because the magician is very skillful, so definitely he does have the opportunity. He does have, like, not the opportunity, he has resources, um but there's something about him not knowing to do with this, not knowing what to do with this energy. It's like, I don't know if they are like, okay, you're not ready yet, or yeah, you will go and do this work on this, but just this, nothing else. um yeah, with the seven of cups and the page of pentacles, there's something about them being like, yeah, you have many options, but all of a sudden those options are like pushed away, or they are put to the side, or they disappear from him. So he has to keep working on himself. He has to keep going, like, okay, I have to go back to study, or I have to go back to rehearsal. So there's something about him probably feeling a bit like, I wish I could give more of me. Like, I wish I could do more. I still feel like an amateur in some aspects. Or he feels like he's treated like a child. Like, no, you go back and practice, and he feels, I feel like he feels so reduced, so like you're just reduced to one role and that's it. And he wants to do so much more, because we start the reading with the magician, and we end the reading with the page of pentacles. So there's something like, you are the magician, but you have to act like you are a student still. So, and he also has to act like he's naive, like he doesn't know certain things, and he knows. But definitely there's something about here with these pentacles. Felix is very intelligent, so, and also he's very patient. So I see that this page of pentacles is not going to stay like, he's not going to be, this like powerless. for so long. It's like he will continue studying on his own. He will continue studying. It's like, you want me to be better, you want me to keep on studying, you want me to go back to the room and practice, I will go. But yeah, there's something about him. They wanting to keep him average, like they wanting to keep him like in there, not helping him grow. But he's a guy that him, instead of like giving up or being sad or moody, he actually gets more hardworking. He gets more fixed on the details. Like, okay, you're not going to let me do what I want to do. Okay, I will go back and I will practice. Okay, I will do what you want me to do. Like, and he will, be more perfect and more perfect and more perfect, even like on purpose to annoy people. It's like, you think that you can bring me down, like you can, like you can see me sad, like I'm not sad. Like, yeah, I'm disappointed. Yeah, I feel like you betrayed me. Yeah, I feel like you tricked me and you promised me. Maybe they promise him something and they don't. They end up not giving him what he wants. Sort of like, because there's something about them using Felix shining or Felix popularity when it fits them the best, or when it's a solution for them. When it's a solution for them, they put him in the front row. They are like this here, Felix for everyone. But then when they have other resources, and when they have other people, they sort of like lower his standard. It's like, go back to studying. Go back to your usual place. It's like they don't make him feel important. So he's like, I'm tired of this. And also he's very hardworking, because I see him like working nonstop, like almost like getting obsessive with being productive. so 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 yeah, but probably he's slowly like realizing that some things are not perfect, and that probably there's a lot of lies, a lot of deceitfulness, and also with Saturn in Pisces, he sort of feels a bit like I think that he feels lost, because in this card is the keyword is lost, but I feel that Felix feels lost. I feel like Felix feels like sometimes in his mind he's like, I'm so different, like I'm so out of this world, and he doesn't share his worries with others. He keeps it to himself. That's why I believe that he has like, probably he has like, um I don't know, maybe he has a backup plan, or he's waiting for someone, because he has so much potential, so much, but they don't recognize his effort. Yeah, openings. Yeah, yeah, better days are going to come for him. Don't worry about him. It's not that deep. But yeah, it makes him feel a bit like he feels like he's hallucinating, like someone is like sabotaging him, and he's like, maybe I'm thinking too much about this, maybe it's only my perception, but no, there's some fishy attitudes coming from there. Oh, yeah, but it's weird. He's actually disconnected from passion. Probably in this period, it's not that he's apathic, because he's very well concentrated in what he has to do. So he's going to deliver. He's going to be the best of them all. Like, you're not going to see him like, slowing his energy. But at the same time, I don't get passion. Like, I don't get like, when you are that passionate, when there's this fire, this like, this need for action. No, he's just like doing his role, you know. Yeah, there's a bit of disconnection. Yeah. I feel like he's like in his Pisces side. I don't know. He's like daydreaming a lot. He's like in his mind, sort of like. Let's see about BTS when they come back in 2025. Yeah, that's what I was getting, like, hmm. Hmm. For BTS, when they come back in 2025, we have Three of Cups, Seven of Cups, Knight of Swords, Four of Wands, Ten of Wands, Wheel of Fortune. And then from the Oracle, they got the card of Jupiter in Libra, Negotiation. It's very positive. Like it was starting with the Three of Cups and the Seven of Cups. There's a lot of emotionality. Like definitely when they come back, there's a lot of like mixed emotions, like a lot of plans, like a lot of dreaming, a lot of aspirations. But then in the middle, I have the Knight of Swords. So I guess this could be a member. This could be a specific member because since he is in here like with the Knight of Swords, I'm like, this could be a member that could create a bit of friction, um, like sort of interrupting the party. It's like they are in the middle of a celebration because I definitely see that there's a lot of celebration when they come back. There's a lot of celebration, a lot of emotionality. Even the haters are going to be happy to see them back. Like, probably people missing them a lot. Like, definitely, that's what I get. I get a feeling of, they also have the fourth one. So there's like this joyful feeling, overwhelmed feeling of like, oh, I'm so happy, I'm so excited that you're back. And also them. But then we have the Ten of Wands. So the Ten of Wands is a card that BTS gets a lot. And I did get this card. I remember when I read for them, not last year, I believe it was the year before this. It was before they released this Festa video, and that RM broke down in there. He started crying and talking about how they were stressed and I remember getting the Ten of Wands for BTS. And I believe that the Ten of Wands is something that it definitely shows the level of, I won't say oppression because it's not oppression, but the level of responsibility that they have on their shoulders to stay together, to do what they do, to sort of entertain people, to live up to people's expectations. So it's like when things are supposed to be happy, it's like there's this bitter feeling in the back because it's like, we are supposed to be happy because you are forcing us to be happy. Like there's like a strong need of we should be happy. But there's also this tiredness, this exhaustion, like I'm tired, I'm tired, I'm tired. Like, I really want to do this, but I want to let you know that I'm exhausted. It's exhausted to be me. It's stressful to be us. Like the level of responsibility that these guys feel. I don't know, I don't know much about BTS. I know, of course, of their popularity, but I don't know what, them as an entity or BTS as part of a business, or I don't know, but it seems like they carry the whole circus. Like they are like the main attraction, like they are the main source for everyone. So it feels very heavy to be them. It's like, yeah, it's all fun and games, it's all celebrations. We are happy, you're happy, we're smiling, you're smiling. I love what I do. But in the middle, there's this sort of level of I'm feeling so oppressed, like so tired, like when is my, I feel like the weight on my shoulders, like is this feeling in the back, like I just came back and I'm feeling exhausted because of people's demands, maybe of people's expectations. Maybe this is why I think that it's not just the public. I believe maybe it's, I don't know, maybe they have like deals with certain people that are just very insistent and are behind them all the time. Like there's a lot of like, just like there's happy times, there's also a lot of heaviness, a lot of persecution, a lot of like you have to be like this. And now that you're back, you have to do this and this and this. And it's like, wait. We just got back. Like, and it's not that they're going on vacation because they're going to the military. I think that there's something about them being like, we should have better stayed in the military instead of coming back, because there's like this adding piles and piles and piles of, of, things to do. Like, but yeah, we have the Wheel of Fortune again. So at the end, so I believe that definitely some things have to change. And some of this weight that they feel on their shoulders, it has to change. It has to change. And I believe that it has to do with this Knight of Swords here. Probably the Knight of Swords is one of the members sort of expressing this sort of dissatisfaction and saying something very controversial, but sort of putting people in their place. Like, we are not robots, we are people. Like, what else do you expect from us? Like, we didn't even come back and you're already like arranging a lot of things for us and from us. Like, let us breathe. I want to live my life. Let me breathe. And I think that this person could also like, since it's in a night, it's like a Knight of Swords. This member could come out as confrontative and not being appreciative, and and being against the public or against people in general. But yeah, this person is fed up. It's like, I'm done. Like I'm tired of you. And I don't think that this person has like a conflict with the members or with being a part of BTS. I think that it's sort of observing, like, yeah, from one side you are congratulating me, like, welcome back, like, we're happy to have you again. Yeah, 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 everything is cool. The love, the celebration, the company, the union. There's something about the union, like but this is all a trick, because then you push us to a lot of activities and a lot of things that we have to live up to, that is like, let me breathe. I don't know if I want to do this, or at least I don't know if I want to do it right now. Like, I have another ideas. Probably this is someone that is like, I don't want to go and do just perform or do a concert right away. No, I want to do something. I want to go on vacation first. Like, I want to reunite with my family first, or I want to see my people first. I want to go on vacation, and then when I come back, we can have the concert. So something about this person being on the defense and wanting to delay the group's activities. But yeah, also here with the card of negotiation, Jupiter in Libra. I think that probably when the guys come back, things are going to change. Like probably what they had signed up for now before they go, or things that they had agreed on. Not by paper. I think that it's sort of like sort of conversations that they are like, yeah, okay, yeah, we will see this when they come back. But once they come back, they can change their mind and then being like, we're not sure about these conditions anymore. We want to change them because we are not going to do this like this. We change our minds. And I don't think that it's about, separation or no, it's not about that, but it's about conditions. It's like, this is too much. Maybe, them going to the military and having this experience and also having time to reflect about, how this impact on them personally is like, I made my mind. I may have said that I agreed on certain things, but now I changed my mind and I want something different and we want to negotiate. So yeah, it's going to be, when they come back, it's going to be all about negotiating. And also this person that could sound like this member that is against the group or the group's activities. Actually, this person is right because they are being used, like they are being they just came back and there's already people arranging their lives. Like, okay, you are going to go here and then here and then here. It's like, wait, let me breathe. It's so annoying. But yeah, I guess that when you are that, like, that famous, like, people just think that you are just like a robot, like, when they put you here, then here. And mm. So does anyone know the plan? Will Jimin and B go to the military soon and check it after 2025? Have they said anything about that or not? Aren't they going to go all together, like the Magna line? I don't know. I'm not an army, so I have no idea. But because I believe that they have to be back on 2025, right? Or am I mistaken? Okay, I'm going to pull some cards for Jenny, and then I'm going to go. Okay, we start with Five of Cups for Jenny, Seven of Pentacles, the Devil in the middle, King of Cups, and Seven of Swords. And then from the Oracle, she got Moon in Pisces, Empathy. Mm, yeah, with the devil in the middle. mm, these are very challenging moments for Jenny when it comes to her career because there's a lot of ambition. Like there's a lot of like she could be like seduced with different like options but we start with the five of cups and the seven of pentacles. So there's something about Jenny feeling like she can never win, and this is unfortunate because she always gets cards like this that are a bit like, she wins something but she loses something else, and then there's something about with the seven of pentacles, there's something about that she working very hard for something, and then at the end never getting to see the result that she wants. There's something about, I don't know if people sabotage the things that she likes, but there's this feeling that is like some, I don't know, maybe decisions that she makes. Maybe this also has to do with being a Blackpink member in general, for the girls wanting to choose certain things and activities, and people just like, accusing them or just punishing them for choosing said action or project. There's a level of like, I work really hard on this, but the only thing people remember is, the accusations is that, oh no, this is wrong. Oh no, this is awful. Oh no, you shouldn't have done this. So there's something about her, like, really being confused about every little project that she does. It seems like it's always a loss, even though there's a lot of money, time, there's a lot of investment, but I don't know if people just do not understand, her decisions, like, but she's like, like, I mean, at this moment, she definitely is concentrating a lot on her status and on her, and on being very very cutthroat in this sense of like, okay, let's move the sentiments and the emotionality out of the way because now I'm thinking business. Like now I have to think, like I have to be, I have to be much more aggressive, or I have to hold on very tight to what I have. Um, I don't know why I get that people that are around her are not very good, either advisors or defenders. I don't know. There's something about people around her. Like, I don't think, like, everyone is power hungry. So even if she has friends, like these friends are, it's not about advice, but I think that they just are her friends because of, who she is. And she doesn't see that because there's a level of emotional connection. So she feels like they are her friends. But they're not friends. They are part of a industry. They're not just a typical friend. Um, and also they can be very toxic. So having arguments or just fighting each other, just bringing drama. If they're like a group of friends, there's always these people fighting or accusing each other, and just having like Jenny in the middle being a hostage of these situations. And this is not the Blackpink members, this is another group of friends. So definitely, like, I don't know. And the King of Cups and the Seven of Swords in here, I think that she could like be thinking about associating or working with a man that can look like an artist. I mean, very artistic. It sort of gives me Pisces vibes, but I think that this person is also not trustworthy. I don't know if he's like a producer or what, but he's not. He's not also like he also has this attitude of like, I really care about you, you are amazing, like, with empathy, like like, sort of going to her and connecting with her through an emotional kind of sense, sort of getting that Jenny is very sensitive inside, or she's like she's looking for connection, emotional connection. So this person being like, oh, I understand. I am like this too. Us being who we are, it's really hard, trying to empathize with her. And I think that this person is not a good, like, if she's going to work with him, I don't know. I hope it's not a lawyer, because this person is going to take money away from her. But yeah, it could be a project. It could be like a song, an album, I don't know. But yeah, probably, with the card of Moon in Pisces, empathy, there's something about whatever happens in this era, in this time of her life. She needs to connect with empathy. She also needs to connect with the power of listening. Because whatever happens, she's disappointed, or she's going through a moment where she feels manipulated somehow, or where she knows inside of herself that she cannot trust anyone. She has to learn how to listen. There's something in here that is like, connect with the gift of, seeing people for who they really are, and listen to what they have to say to you. Because in their words, in their way of communication, they are letting you know who they are. So there's something about Jenny probably in the past months, because, or year, because of everything that she went through. She sort of refuses to listen to the signs, or refuses to listen to something, a message or a way of communication or a way of expression that is very present in her life. She's not listening to what others are saying, and with this, I don't think that is, like, oh, listen to the haters or listen to the criticism. But there's something about her, sort of like these people giving themselves away with the way they say things to her. So I think that she has to learn to put some boundaries to these people, because I don't know why I get the vibe that she is not surrounded by the best people. So in these moments where there's a lot of power dynamic, probably, she's also feeling herself like she wants to take charge in her decisions, and she wants to make the best decisions, and she wants to be like very ambitious herself. She has to listen more. The power is in listening. The power is in listening. She cannot, continue to deny or act like, oh, I didn't know that. Yes, you did. That person told you what their plans were, or what they wanted to do, or what they wanted to achieve. It's just that you weren't listening. So she has to listen. All of this happens so she can listen. And also so she can also like work empathy for herself. Because she needs to be more empathic with her own self, with her own needs. It's like she knows that, she has her moments, but she also has to be like more empathic with herself, more compassionate with herself, listen to herself more. Like, what do you want to do? Maybe this is the key question. Asking Jenny. Jenny, ask Jenny, what do you want? Not what others want of you. What do you want? So yeah, these are complex times, but it's not, it's not like, because she didn't get that much major arcana, so it's not like a life lesson. It's more about like, you are in this period where probably she's also thinking about asserting her own power and dominion. But in order to do this, she has to choose better people. because there's a lot of emotional vampires around her, emotional, um, you know, um, like just abusive people. Like they pretend that they care about you, like they emotionally are attached to you, that they love you, that they feel of this, that they get you. Sort of this person being like, oh, you are my soulmate because you get me and I get you. And that's all BS. It's all part of a big manipulation. So she has to set herself free. We are in a Scorpio season still. She has to set herself free. Some people are not who they say they are. That's the information, she has it. The information, she has it. The intuition, she has it. It's just that she's not focused. She's not paying attention. Okay, guys, I'm going to go. Please don't forget to give a like to the video. I appreciate it. So yeah, I'm going to go. It was great. Thank you for the questions that the people submitted for the Q&A. I appreciate it. So yes, I will see you on the week that I will do. I will be uploading the readings. So yes, have a great weekend, guys. Bye.